Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse for boys basketball. Our first look at the Durfee boys here in winter sports season 2018-2019. Evan Massoud with you for the call of tonight's action as Boston English makes the trip down 24. The Eagles have landed here in Fall River to square off against the Hilltoppers. Boston coming in at 4-0, and the Hilltoppers at 1-1. JV just wrapped up moments ago, and the Hilltoppers won it 37-19. And now varsity looking to do the same. The Hilltoppers had a real good performance against Somerset last Friday, and this is a midweek game here, so they've had a few days off, including the weekend, and now getting ready for a Boston team here at the Fieldhouse. They'll also be playing Friday night against Attleboro here to cap off the pre-Christmas games, if you will. So happy holidays from us here at Fred TV. This will be our last broadcast before the holiday break, and I think we're in for a good game tonight. Hilltoppers start off with possession. They get it to Isaiah Morency for two to begin the ball game. Had a chance to see the Durfee girls in action last Friday at Somerset, which was a good win for them. Big block from Morency. A nice crowd for the Fieldhouse as well. This one's starting about 35 minutes later than it should have. There's some transportation issues, we understand, or traffic issues with the Boston English getting down here. So JV was kind of a shortened game. They ran out the clock, basically, let it run. And that's going to go the other direction here. Actually, the St. Durfee ball, it's just a foul on Horace Lawson. So first foul of the game. We'll run down the starters here for the visiting Eagles. Number 0, Jariel Wiggins. Number 1, Makai Diedrich. Number 5, Keyshawn Redden-Lee. Number 10, Hakeem Ologan. And number 11, Horace Lawson, who just picked up that foul. Hilltoppers don't get anything out of that exchange, and it's bobbled on the far side by Diedrich. It'll be Durfee ball. For the Hilltoppers, number 2, A.B. Medrano. Number 10, Kumani Neal. Number 13, Isaiah Morency. Number 25, Ty Lopes. And number 5, Nilan Nera to the basket, and it does fall for Keyshawn Redden-Lee. Tied at 2 a minute in. As the Hilltoppers led by Jamison Guimon in his 6th year, the head coach for BE Eagles. That would be Eric McCoy in his 2nd year. And Nera on the board with a deuce. Going for 3, it's off the rim, bouncing back, and it falls into the hands of Nera off the rebound from Wiggins, who initially had it for the Eagles. Going outside, a couple steps, but no call on a travel there. Instead, they'll keep it, got the rebound right back. Ty Lopes looking for 3, no good. Morency using the height, tips it back to Lopes, and the Hilltoppers retain possession. Now they'll kind of reset a bit here. Lopes trying to drive the lane, and he gets fouled by Wiggins. Second foul for the Eagles. Wiggins first, and they'll inbound. That was on the floor. Kind of strange seeing 2 teams with a 0. Someone wearing the number 0. Don't normally get to see the 0. But both teams tonight with a player wearing number 0. Lopes to Morency underneath. That is a foul. And Wiggins picking up back-to-back fouls here. Not happy about the call. Morency will go to the line as Wiggins picks up number 2. Morency will take 2 shots. Great to be back in the Fieldhouse for basketball. The Hilltoppers last year is no secret, nothing to sugarcoat. It wasn't a great year for them. There were a lot of offensive struggles, at least, in a lot of the games that we saw. And I talked to Coach Guimon about that pregame, and he said, he says every year is different, every team is different, and he says there's definitely been some growth. There are a lot of returners. 5 seniors started this game, so there are a lot of returners, and he said, there's definitely a maturity factor, and Morency picks up his first foul, Durfee's first as well. But he thinks they'll be a little more successful offensively this year. He said he likes what he's seeing better ball movement than last year, at least in these first 2 games. It's a small sample size, but, you know, as a coach, Jamison knows a lot of these guys. He has a couple players that came back that have played at least 45 games for him. So that's over 2 seasons worth of games because it's 20 on the schedule. So bottom line is, you know, at this point, you know, the coach knows the players for the most part, and the players know the coach. And that goes back to, you know, the summer camp, the Hilltopper basketball camp that happens usually at the end of June. That was taken right away. Eagles trying to tie up the score. Instead, goes to the basket, and he's fouled. And I think Morency's picking up number 2. He has 2 fouls just like that. And going to the line here, number 5, it appears. That would be Redden Lee. Keyshawn Redden Lee. But, yeah, basically, you know, that Hilltopper basketball camp I've covered during the summer for the summer reports on Fred TV. That's been going on for about 6, I think this was its 6th or 7th year, if memory serves right. And it's doing what it should. It's, you know, it's getting the Durfee coaches out there. You know, Brendan Kelly, of course, who coached here the last few seasons, last 5 or 6, I believe, maybe 7 if I'm getting it right. But Brendan, you know, again, we met Marcel Smith, new girls coach here this year. But Jamison and Brendan been coaching that and doing that camp every summer, and you get a lot of the middle school kids, you get elementary school kids, and now, you know, the coaches know the kids know the coaches, and that's kind of the same deal with here. So, you know, you hope that once they get to high school, they want to play Durfee ball, they're ready to play Durfee ball, and they kind of already have a history with the coaches, and that's kind of the plan. And I think that's, you know, to what Coach Guimond was saying before the game, that, you know, each year grows. The team will grow each year, especially, you know, when you have seniors. There's quite a few seniors on the roster for Durfee this year for the boys. And, you know, the more games they're going to play, the more experience they're going to get. To the basket with the jam. Redden Lee with all 6 points for the Eagles here so far. We're tied up at 6. That's a foul. I mean, you always want, as going sliding with Kumani Neal, going to go to the line. You know, you want those feeder programs. That's what you want. And even a week-long camp can, you know, be eye-opening to someone who wants to play sports or may not be sure about it. You know, a summer camp is the way to go, especially when, you know, you're talking elementary, middle school kids. You know, high school level is a totally different thing. Varsity high school level is a totally different thing. So, you know, getting involved early, knowing the coaches, you know, knowing the environment, just being able to have you know, say that you played here in the Skip Karam court at the field house. You know, that's kind of cool for a youngster, and that's what sparks the interest. And Coach Guimond said, you know, there had to be cuts. I mean, they had that many people try out. So that's a really good thing, especially when you know some teams' numbers have been down this year in the city, not just basketball, just saying in general. And the 3-ball for Redden Lee, he needs to be covered here. All 9 points to Keyshawn Redden Lee for the Eagles. And he's got the ball again, lost it. So, yeah, to have that interest, though, I mean, you never want to have to cut players, but it's always good when you have a surplus. Underneath is Tyren Gilliard, who is in for Morency, who picked up those back-to-back fouls a few moments ago, and so he's playing underneath now. Going to the hoop, no foul, rebound to Neal, and now a whistle. And that's on Redden Lee. He'll pick up his first 5 fouls in the opening 4 minutes for the Eagles. Neal will take a seat. Subbing in is Brendan McRoy, number 23. So 3 starters out there, 2 from the bench at the moment. Seeing a real strong, almost a defensive press here. Nillen going to the basket, can't put it up. Underneath it, waiting for it was Gilliard, but he lost it, and it'll be Boston ball. Nillen questioning it. We're gonna get it back out to Diedrich. Diedrich trying to push forward. Pushing off of McRoy, and he'll bounce it in for 2. And finally, someone other than Redden Lee with some points in the book for the Eagles, and they lead by 2. Layup no good. Durfee ball. McRoy will inbound quickly to Ty Lopes. Now to Nillen, fakes the three, gets to Lopes in the corner, going for the three. It's off the back of the rim, nobody home. 2 Eagles are there. And a foul going on Nillen. So Nillen Nera picks up his first foul. Durfee's third. Wiggins at the line, hit the first and hit the second. 13-9. And the Eagles defense, they are literally, no pun intended, flying around the court right now. With some hard-nosed, basically man-to-man almost. And a foul coming. Fourth foul for the Hilltoppers, first for Medrano. Quick outside for three. No good. The rebound to Rosario. It's tipped. Look at the leap from Wiggins to get at that one, and now travel called. And noticing right out of the chute, Wiggins does a lot of talking. Didn't like the foul earlier, doesn't like the travel call. Lopes out to McRoy. To Medrano. Ooh, close to a travel there. He's lucky he kept his foot planted there because, boy, that was awfully close to a travel. Going to the line is Gilliard. Rosario picks up his first. It's already the 6th team foul for the Eagles. First one good. Second one off the rim. Nillen swats it out. Getting there was Gilliard. Nice effort. Underneath to Nillen. Waiting there. It's off the rim. He can't put it in. And a foul the other side. So Durfee picks up their 5th. In a foul-ridden first quarter, we're only 6 minutes in. We've seen 11 fouls total. McRoy picking up his first. Diedrich hits his first free throw. At least both sides are hitting the free throws for the most part. Right now the Eagles 5 for 5, waiting on the 6th. Hilltoppers 4 for 6. That's the first miss from the line for the Eagles tonight. Lopes. No good, and now Nera got it back. Little jumper is down for 2. 2-point game again, 14-12. Going for 3, that's gonna be off the mark. As Rosario took the open shot. And already into bonus is Boston. Red and Lee picking up his second foul. And now Hilltoppers with a 1-on-1 situation. Medrano going to the line. Not a bad place to be. 96 seconds to play in the first quarter. Hilltoppers will already be guaranteed a trip to the line from now till halftime. First one good, so Medrano will shoot another. Second one good as well. Tied up at 14. Diedrich to Rosario. Back to Diedrich. Has Wiggins on the far side going back to Diedrich. Nice around the back. 10 on the shot clock. Rosario going to the corner. Almost ran into Coach Guimon there. Sidelines are side court very short here. And a foul. With 1 second on the shot clock, the Eagles going to get some free throws as McRoy picks up his second foul, sixth Durfee foul. Diedrich hit the first one. And the second. He's 3 for 4 at the line in the first quarter. As we come up on the final 60 seconds of it. Out to Cumani Neal's back in. Now Nera out to Medrano. As Lopes breaking around the circle now underneath to Gilliard. Nice setup for that. Gilliard, 5 points off the bench. Errant pass, the Hilltoppers will get it back. That was intended for Rene Racine, who just came into the game. He was underneath, and that was well off the mark, to say the least, that pass. Durfee gets it back. 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Around the back, it was almost stolen. Going for three is Medrano, it's no good. And using the height is Racine to get that rebound shot clock off, and the Eagles look to have the last chance here of this first quarter. So we come up on 10 seconds. Rosario with it, now back to Diedrich. Diedrich moving in the paint, loose ball, he keeps it and able to bounce it. Second chance effort, Racine, I believe, is the one who touched it last. It goes in, that's to the basket, no good on the last chance effort. Hilltoppers trail by 2 after 8 minutes. 18-16 the score. And I'll tell you one thing, the Hilltoppers definitely made a few adjustments later in the quarter because for a period of about 3 minutes, Keyshawn Redden Lee had his way with the Hilltoppers. 9 first quarter points. He had the first 9 points for the team. And then nothing after that. And what that did, though, was, you kind of focus on him now and other players get involved. But basically, other than those 9, the other points, 4 points from the field and 5 more from the line. So bottom line, a very unclean, we'll say, first quarter. Lots of fouls for both sides. Hilltoppers spreading the points around a little bit better. Gilliard, again, 5 points off the bench. He's leading the team. 4 for Nera, 4 for Morency. Before he went to the bench, 1 for on a free throw, 1 for 2 was Cumani Neal. He's got 1 point. Then Medrano with 2 points from the line as well. So not a bad first quarter by any stretch. As we head for quarter number 2. Javon Holly checking in, number 1. Ty Lopes will start the second quarter on the bench, as will Morency, keeping Gilliard out there. Rosario gets the inbound pass. Now Diedrich almost taken away, loose ball. That is Durfee ball. Good pressure from Nillen right there, forced it out of Thermidor's hand. That was Thomas Thermidor. He couldn't handle it, and he was the last to touch it. So the Hilltoppers get it on the turnover. Neal to the corner, and travel call. Looked like Holly wanted a three from the corner, at least to try to put up one, and he could not. Quickly smothered by the defense. And then the travel call, so 2 turnovers, 1 from each side to start this second quarter. Rosario cheating back. Holly now goes with the ball carrier. Shepard working this side of the arc. Diedrich charging through. No contest. Racine puts it up for 2. Medrano to Holly. Holly trying to find a lane, goes to the basket and drops it down. He's in the books. First minutes of play here, and he gets some points. Feet underneath Racine, had some pressure. Now outside 3 is no good. Nera there for the rebound. That was put up by Shepard. Quick break down the side now. Setting for 3 on this side, and Neal puts it down. Hilltoppers back in front, 21-20. Racine to the basket. Can't get it to fall. A little too much there off the back of the rim. Took a little bounce. Didn't fall. Pulling up is Medrano. Now out to Nera. Wide open 3, and it's off the back of the rim. Loose ball and thrown away. Back to the Eagles. Nera calling for it underneath, and he is fouled. 8th foul for the Eagles. Nera is going to go to the line for 2. First foul for Thermidor. First trip to the line for Nil, and he misses the first. Second one good. Nillen's got 5 for the game. And it's a 22-20 lead for Durfee. Rosario going, or looking for across the court. Now we'll go for 3. That's going to be off to the right of the basket. Nice job by Racine. Zaney stepped out. Good effort, though. Now it looked like Rosario was targeting maybe Lawson on the far side, and then stepping in was right there. That was Hakeem Ologun, and it came back to Rosario, so he took the shot. 2-on-1, and they'll let the layup go in uncontested. Neal with 6 points. It's a 4-point Durfee lead. And getting ready to check back in are Wiggins and Red and Lee. 2 of the spark plugs in that first quarter for the Eagles. So they'll be coming to the next break. Diedrich, what a move, and a foul coming. Coach Guimond saying that's a travel, and may have a valid argument. There's definitely plenty of contact. But, you know, you see the ball movement. To me, that's more of a basketball move, like he's trying to get to the basket. Durfee's 7th foul will be on Gilliard. So Diedrich misses the first. Misses both free throws. It's tipped away. Good job by Neal going up the ladder. Tipped it to Medrano. So foul does not prove costly other than the fact that it puts him in bonus. Nera with another basket. He's got 7 points. It's a 6-point Durfee lead. And There is Redden Lee, takes a three, banks it in off the glass. And a timeout for the Hilltoppers. The minute Redden Lee comes in, banks in a three. He's got 12 points. Got to find some way to cover him up. Cannot allow him to stay open on any outside shots. Good to see, as I said though earlier, a nice crowd. You know, what you see across the way is basically students for the most part. What you see across the way, that's all pretty much Durfee fans. And then obviously there's some parents and stuff, but more of the kids across the way. We see more of the parents and more staff or former coaches and alumni and whatnot. We see a lot of them to our left. We sit actually here from this vantage point. It's more of the visitors because we're kind of right behind the visitor bench. But these games are always nice right before Christmas because college gets out on their holiday break usually a week or two before we do at the high school level because obviously college breaks about a month long depending on the school. So we get to see a lot of alumni that come back, and these are the games they come to. So I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces. Chris Farrington, one of them. Isaiah Morency just back into the game. Wide open underneath, unprotected. 5-point game again. 28-23 the score. Another wide open three for the Eagles. Flying in for a rebound. And gaining the foul, that was Redden Lee. Lawson put up the three. Durfee's picking up their eighth foul, and Morency, unfortunately, the one who committed it for the Hilltoppers, now with 3 fouls in this first half. He just came back in, did not start the second quarter. And Redden Lee has had one trip to the line. He hit both shots in the first quarter. Misses the first, so that's that was actually on the floor, my bad. Yeah, that wasn't at the basket. So that was a 1-and-1. And he missed it. Morency going to take a seat with 3 fouls in this first half. So you got Medrano, Holly, Neal, Nera, and Lopes on the court for the Hilltoppers right now. A little floater from Diedrich, no good. Lopes with the rebound, goes diving down to the court. Nine fouls. And the third for Wiggins. So 2 players with 3 fouls in this first half. 1 for each side. Lopes at the line, looking for his first points in the game. First one no good. So the 1-and-1 does not pan out for the Hilltoppers. Loose ball, and it's still loose now, the jump ball. O'Logan, number 10, thought his teammate had possession, looked to call timeout, but then the jump ball whistle came in before he could signal. Didn't look like either side really had clear possession of the ball, but I like the heads-up play. Neal for 3, no good. And down the court goes Keyshawn. Redden Lopes for 2. Nillen chasing him down, but no fouls. Kind of let the basket go there. Medrano takes the shot, no good, off the rim. Another feed down the court. Diedrich wide open. A foul, and he'll go to the line. Lopes will pick it up. First quarter was much better than this second quarter in my eyes. Both sides with 10 point. Hilltoppers with 9. Rather, the Eagles with 10, and very sloppy second quarter, to say the least, so far. First basket is good. This is the 4th trip to the line for Diedrich in this first half. There's Lopes first foul. Second shot was no good. Hilltoppers got the rebound, so Diedrich in 4 trips is only shooting 50% at the line. Nice move by Holly. Doesn't get it to go. Spin move was great, but he couldn't finish. Little under 3 minutes to play. Travel called. Little under 3 to play in the half. Hilltoppers up. And I read you the wrong thing, by the way. So Durfee's put up 12 points and just 8 for Boston English. But it seems like it's been a much slower second quarter. A lot of stoppages, a lot of fouls, travels, turnovers, whatnot. Very sloppy, and a lot of baskets not getting hit, quite frankly. First quarter offense was much better for both sides. Rosario for 3. Got it from way out. And back in front go the Eagles. Rosario has taken a couple threes. That's the first one to fall, and it's his first points of the contest. Nera is fouled, and that's going to be number 10 for Boston English. They had 7 in the first, now 3 here in this second, and it'll be the second for Lawson. Nera going to the line, 1 for 2 in his first trip. He has 7 points to this point in the game. Going to tie it up, rolls it in. Lawson taking a seat, Racine coming back in. Not a bad move, he's a bit taller as well, and probably looking for a rebound here. Nera hits them both, so you don't have to worry about the rebound. Hilltoppers back in front by a point, 30-29 the score. Diedrich will take it out. Nice block, the Hilltoppers can't keep it. Now they do, stripped right away, and then given back. And the foul, I believe. Nillen picking up his second foul. Durfee's 10th now. Basket counts for Racine, and he'll get the extra shot, which is good. Racine with 7 points off the bench, 32-30. After the 3-point play, and now the Eagles back ahead. Under 2 to play in the half. Stripped away. Nice defensive play for Boston English. Wide open 3 in the corner for Rosario. Bounces off the top, and Redden Lee gets the ball back out to Diedrich. Yeah, that looked like a travel. His foot slipped a little bit. Eagles resetting a bit here. Diedrich looking for a lane, going underneath, has someone there, all ball and a whistle. And no fouls, just that it went out of play. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Coach McCoy will call timeout. 78 seconds to play in the half. Well, during the halftime break, got a little bit of bonus programming, if you will. As you know, we've been running it on most of our sporting events since mid-fall. The Vietnam Wall is coming to Fall River, and it's going to add to Bicentennial Park, which has really become a memorial park. So this wall project, again, if you don't know the story, we'll explain here for the basketball audience. This was our first, this is something that we were first approached about to help promote and create a PSA for the veterans and the crew behind the scenes, the committee behind the scenes who are working to spearhead the project. So that's going to run. It's a 60-second spot. And we'll also have our latest education link, a special education edition of The Thread, which has a couple stories here from Durfee High School, things that are going on here in the school. I'm not sure where there was no whistle or why there was no whistle there. Racine with 2. And no foul. Out to Neal for 3, well off the mark. So needless to say, though, halftime we'll have some programming here for you. Ten on the shot clock. The Eagles trying to use every bit. Leave Durfee with nothing. Great feed underneath again. Racine cheating underneath and nobody guarding him. Almost throwing the ball away. He goes down to the court. McCoy, nice save to keep it from going out of play. And Coach Guimond not pleased at all that was called a foul, and there wasn't one called on the other end of the court. Ten fouls for both sides. Neal picks up his first on a real tic-tac call. Rosario at the line shooting 2. Hilltoppers at one point a 6-point lead in this quarter. They now trail 36-30. 15.2 seconds left in the half. Durfee not hitting shots. They've had a lot of open looks underneath and they just can't put it in. 2 seconds, blocked at the buzzer, and that does it for halftime. Not a good finish to the second quarter for the Hilltoppers. They find themselves now behind by 6 going into the locker rooms here at halftime. So we will be right back after this brief timeout. We'll have the third quarter on Fred TV, so stick around.
Honor, courage, sacrifice, pride, our city. Fall River has traditionally been in the forefront of honoring our nation's soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen. Vietnam veterans took the initiative to secure rights to an 80% size replica of the Healing Wall for Veterans Bicentennial Park. The names of over 58,000 fallen heroes will be engraved on the 360-foot long replica wall. 100% of the money raised benefits the building of our Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Fall River. Help build our wall, which is scheduled to open in 2020. The meaning, the spirit, and the value of the wall is everyone's. Be part of this exceptional, once-in-a-lifetime project. To make a donation, please visit VietnamMemorialWall.org or connect with us at Facebook.com.
Hi, welcome to a special edition of The Thread. I'm Abby Buston. Shark Tank, you know, that popular show on ABC where inventors pitch ideas and negotiate for a business deal? Durfee teacher Louis Collada worked 6 weeks to prep students for their version of Shark Tank. Mr. Collada is a job specialist with JAG, which stands for Jobs for America's Graduates.
What they're really learning and what they're really getting out of this is not only how to do resumes and cover letters and thank you letters, but how to actually act it out and work in a business setting at the end of the day. So it puts the 2 parts of the puzzle together. And that's what I'm hoping they get out of it. So when they get out of school, they'll be ready for the next stage of their life. I just want them to have fun and enjoy doing this and, you know, pitching the Shark Tank judges and trying to get them to invest in their company.
Students wrote a business plan and presentation and then practiced. Guest judges graded the projects. Some students hoped to sell soap, a Wi-Fi music program, solar panels. For one group, the therapy bunnies for people with emotional needs.
Prepared is when you have everything that you need, that you did the right research, you have the right information to move forward and keep on going. It can help you get a job. They taught us how to make resumes, cover letters, and everything we need in normal job life.
Junior Nathaniel Bundy said his team worked well together. They researched the cost of each rabbit and the potential for breeding. They took into account food, training and housing, costs for the animals.
When we found out that we were actually doing it in front of adults, to come out for a reason for everybody to have a reason for our company. So we went from there, and we went from animals, because a lot of people like animals.
Jobs for America's Graduates is a nonprofit program that assists students in finding employment after high school and moving up on the career ladder. Mr. Collada said it is his goal for each student to find a job they like or attain a college degree. Life after high school is sure to be filled with twists and turns. The Credit for Life program introduces future challenges and allows students to anticipate situations that will affect their wallets. Students settle on a career and salary, then budget expenses.
I've always wanted to be a police officer ever since I was young, and my family has always encouraged me to be a police officer. They've never told me that it was a bad idea. My dad specifically, he's always been like, you're gonna do great, you're gonna be able to achieve it, so might as well go for it, do it, because I know that you can, and I think he's been a very big motivation in my life.
What happens at each station might add or subtract from a budget. Rent, car insurance, food, and entertainment deplete savings, of course. However, money is added based on a second job, graduation from college, a promotion, or career change. This is real-life learning.
This is absolutely one of the most important programs, fairs that we have at the school. Students get the opportunity to simulate real-life budgeting, what life will be like after high school, after they have a career. The purpose of an education is to make well-informed citizens, and what's more important than that financial literacy basics as they enter adulthood.
Credit for Life is a national program. This is the 13th year it happens at Durfee. Community support is crucial. Company representatives run each of the stations and counsel students. Thanks for watching this Education Link, sponsored by Fred TV. I'm Abby Buston. Happy holidays and see you in 2019.
Welcome back to the field house, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our little halftime timeout. As you saw the thread, some good stuff happening here at Durfee. And when we get back from the break, of course, we cover a lot of. The thread is really a good engine for a lot of the educational stuff going on across the city here. So, good stuff there on that broadcast. Great job by the crew behind the scenes, and Abby Buston anchoring, first time anchoring. One of our younger TV students did a great job. That's for three to begin the second half, and that was Wiggins who put it down. Largest lead of the night for either side. 9 points the lead for the Eagles. Not the way Durfee wanted to start. And Hilltopper's going to pick up a quick foul as well. Second foul for Neal. Thrown away, Nera there. Little soft toss, breaking in was Redden Lee, and that is blocked. I'm not sure who that pass was intended for. Corner three again for the Eagles, and a timeout. I believe that was Lawson, number 11 for three. 42-30, back-to-back threes in the first minute for the Eagles. And what was a 6-point lead is now a 12-point lead. Hilltoppers going into the timeout very quickly. That's what fouls and turnovers will do for you. Again, Boston English, playing up in the Boston area, of course. They are 4-0 this year. see Coach McCoy at the bottom of your screen there, directing traffic. This is his second year as head coach of the Eagles. Nera gets the feed. It was tipped away back to him. Medrano back to Nera. That's short. Might have been tipped on the way out of the hands. Loose ball. Kept in. You know, Coach was telling me, though, Coach McCoy, that for the Eagles this year, only 3 returning players on the entire roster. So a lot of new blood, a lot of youth who have actually, he said, some experience. So Nera goes down to the court. So definitely, and we're seeing it here, definitely a high-paced, very fast team. 4 fouls for Wiggins. It's the first foul of this second half for the Eagles. And Wiggins takes a seat. That was an offensive foul for Boston. All alone underneath. Blocked! Red and Lee for 3, no good. Somehow Boston's going to keep this ball. I saw 2 Eagles in front of one of the Hilltoppers players. I'm not sure how that didn't go out off of a Boston player. Nonetheless, they get it back on the steal. Nera gets the ball in the corner, trying to go around Lawson. Can't get it to go. Morency couldn't get there. Long pass down the court. Waiting. Loose ball. Could not go in by Diedrich. Nera back on the court again. Second foul for Shepard. 3rd team foul for the Eagles. In the corner for 3, Medrano can't put it up. Lopes is there for the rebound. And this defense is tough for, I'm sorry, that was the second foul, by the way, for the Eagles. Waits on it and puts it down. That's patience right there. So Medrano with the basket, and he'll get a chance at a 3-point play here. And that last foul was on Lawson, his 3rd, and now team 3rd. Nera gets the rebound on the miss. Back out to Medrano, pull up 3. Got it! Where's the foul? He got pushed down, should be a 4-point play. Got pushed midair. Taking the shot, and no whistles blowing. Might have had a chance at a rare 4-point play. The officials quiet on that call. Underneath to Morency. Can't get it to go. Tipped it back out. Ball is still loose, but coming away with it is Diedrich, number 1. Holly picks up his first foul. Second foul for the Hilltoppers. 42-35. 5-point run for Durfee. Going to the corner. Off the rim. There for the rebound was Logan. And that one bounces no good. Morency comes away with it. And the foul called on Racine. That's just his first foul. Hilltoppers will inbound. 4:33 to play in the 3rd quarter, so just about halfway through it. Back out. Oh, that was almost a bad pass from Nera. Lopes for a long three. It's off the rim and wide to the left. Gives it back to the Eagles. And Diedrich, who will bring it out across center. Quickly to Shepard. Shepard to the corner, almost threw it away. O'Logan. Lopes with the steal, midair, going to the basket. Good for two. That is his first points of the game. And a 7-0 run for Durfee, cuts the lead to 5. No foul. On a play, Hilltoppers have it. As Redden Lee didn't get the call. Didn't see much there anyway. Kind of just spun the body and lost the ball. Well, since the timeout, whatever was said in the huddle, it seems to have worked for Durfee. A pretty fast-paced game we got going on here. Morenzi back out to Medrano. Medrano kind of directing a bit. Get it to Lopes, who's cheating in. Nera let it go. I thought it was going to go out of play, but Lopes came back. Holly with it. Back out to Medrano. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Going to take the pull-up three, and it's good! 2-point game. 8 points for Medrano this quarter. Redden Lopes for three, got it. Said it once before, if you leave him open, he's going to take the shot. He's been virtually unstoppable. 17 points is a game high. He's leading all scorers. 45-40. It was a good run for the Hilltoppers, though, a 10-0 run basically to get them back in it. But they got to protect Redden Lee. They cannot give him a shot. Coming out of the timeout, Hilltoppers have it. 3 minutes to play in the third, and they throw it away. And there is Redden Lee going to the basket. Can't get it to go. The putback and a foul. It looks like Morenzi's going to get called on it, which would be his fourth. And he does get called on it. Durfee's third foul. And Diedrich, who's been at the line more than anybody tonight, will go back there. And he's hitting below 50%, so he's the guy I guess the Hilltoppers would want to see at the line. Did not hit the basket. 7-point lead again after the putback, and it's thrown away. 2 sloppy possessions there for the Hilltoppers. You crawl back in, you get the 10-0 run there, you can't give the ball back. Got to protect the ball. Good ball movement all the way from sideline to sideline. Another 3 put up by the Eagles. The rebound to Racine. Gets it out to Redden Lee. Back to the corner, same spot again. That's no good. Medrano comes away with the rebound. Nera gonna take the shot. He hits it from outside. Timeout Durfee. Glad to see Nillen hit one from outside. Took a couple shots, couldn't square it up. That time he did. 12 points for Nera, leading the Hilltoppers. Back to a 4-point game. kind of get the feeling this is one that's going to come down to the very end, which is just what you want. What's more is that, the Hilltoppers crawled back in this game, and it wasn't necessarily with, say a full court press or anything. They're actually hitting the outside shots. They only had one 3-ball in the entire first half. They've knocked down 3 of them, and those 3 have come in the last 4 minutes of play. Problem is, on the other side, that's all the Eagles are hitting right now. Lawson with a 3 this quarter, Redden Lee with a 3, Wiggins with a 3, and Diedrich hit that one basket, the putback, and he could have had a 3-point play, but he missed the free throw. Other than that, that's been it. It's been basically all outside shots, which is, again, kind of especially for Durfee, a stark contrast to what we saw in the first half. Sometimes they fall, sometimes they don't. Hilltoppers hitting them right now, so if that's what they're feeling, not a bad thing to go with and to keep going with. Ologun got it down to Racine. Nera smothering him, but he's able to use the height just a little taller. He puts it in for 2. He's up over 10 with 11 points. All off the bench, too. Racine did not start the ball game. Medrano for another 3, no good. Morency staying in with the 4 fouls, out to Nera for 3. Hits another one. 3-point game. Back all the way across the court. Durfee ball. Good pressure. Hilltoppers speeding up right now. Seeing the pace of play pick up just a little bit. Durfee can draw even here with one more 3. Nera gonna break, going baseline, tries to lift it up, cannot. Morency using the long arms, couldn't reel it in, and Racine comes away with it. 80 seconds to play in the third. 49-46 the score. Eagles up over the Hilltoppers by 3. Driving the lane, Morency, nice job. And a jump ball. Looked like all ball, it looked like a jump ball. Nera got called on the foul, it appears. Stripped away, McCoy. 3-on-2 for the Hilltoppers. They feed it to Holly. Underneath to Morency for 2. 1-point game. Actually, there was no foul called on that last exchange, so I'm not quite sure of the defense. They get it, though, to Redden Lee, now out into the corner. That's number 4 for the Eagles, Thermidor. Hilltoppers getting the ball, no fouls. The foul is on the guest. That is on Redden Lee. 5th team foul for the Eagles. An offensive foul turns the ball over, and Durfee, who was down by 12 just minutes into this quarter, could pull ahead in the final 30 seconds of this quarter. Nera will go to the line on a foul. And Racine is just in disbelief that he did anything wrong. It's his 2nd foul. 6 team fouls now. And Nera will go to the line. Nillen is 3 for 4 on the night. 15 points right now. Ties it up with the first. Make it 16 points. Morency will take a seat in these last 34 seconds. They bring back in Gilliard. Nera at the line is money. 5 for 6, 50-49. Durfee has crawled back. Get it out to Racine. Racine coming back in. Gilliard gets called on a foul. Luckily for Durfee, doesn't fall in. Fourth team foul. And at the line is Racine. 1 for 1. That one free throw came in the second. Misses the first one. Yeah, just let's bring up a little stat for you here. Hilltoppers had 30 points to begin this second quarter. They fell behind 42-30. Since that point, they've outscored the opponent 20-7. Since that timeout that Coach Guimond said, both free throws are missed. It's like a backcourt violation here for the Hilltoppers. It's a turnover, 18.3 seconds, so Durfee looked like they'd have the last shot. But instead, it'll be the Eagles looking to take the last shot and the lead back. Hilltoppers have never led at the end of 8 minutes. They're up by 1 with 10 seconds. Diedrich with the ball. Look out for travel called with 3.6 seconds on the clock. Hilltoppers get to inbound from where it happened too. They don't have to go all the way down the other end. Wiggins coming out. Nera, 2 sec. Long 3 attempt. I'm not sure what that was about. Had more time, I think, than he probably realized. But hey, Hilltoppers with a major turnaround in the last 6 minutes of the quarter. A 20-point third quarter for the Hilltoppers. They lead at 50-49. You know, really, you look back at it, and it's the ability to hit the outside shots. Only 1 three-pointer in that first half for Durfee. They knocked down 4 in the last 6 minutes of play of that third quarter. 20 points in the third. Medrano with 10 now for the game. Nera leading the team with 17 points. Quietly having a nice night too is Morency. He has 8 in limited play because of the fouls. He hasn't been in for every minute despite being a starter. 17 points for Red and Lee. Just the 1-3 that he had. Hilltopper's going to continue to defend him because he could be a difference maker if he starts heating up again. Racine with 11 points off the bench for the Eagles as well. So he's into double digits. Final 8 minutes from the field house. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV for boys basketball. Been a real good game in our first look at the Durfee boys this season. They lost at against BR and then defeated Somerset. So they're 1-1 coming into today. Boston English, they turn it over, a bad pass. Red and Lee puts it up, and a foul called. I just said you got to be careful of Red and Lee. And he's got a chance to get to 20 points individually. More importantly, the steal gives the lead up in the opening seconds of the fourth. And Boston English, like I said, 4-0, so they're trying to not drop their first game. And he hits the free throw. 20 points for Keyshawn and a 2-point lead for the Eagles. Nera in traffic looking for an open shot, tried to bank it in, cannot. Look at Gilliard going up the ladder to get that rebound. Lopes comes away with it. Back to Gilliard going underneath, gives an elbow. That is an offensive foul. You can't do that. No whistle that time. It looked like there was a lot of contact, so hard to read right now. Medrano put up the 3, no good. Loose ball, who wants it? And it's going to be Diedrich going to the basket. Can't put it up. Medrano with the rebound. Medrano gets hit with Durfee's 7th foul. Another tic-tac foul, I would say. Nothing egregious there. Not like the foul that Gilliard just committed. And a travel, so there's your poetic justice, I assume. Karma has a funny way of working. Passing down the court. Boy, the Eagles really, again, flying everywhere. What a nice block underneath. Nera there, though, for the putback. And he's got 19 points. Right place, right time. It was a great defensive play underneath. Durfee ball. Another travel. A 1-and-1 here, a technical foul. That's a garbage call, I'm telling you right now, that's horrible. So a pump fake on a faking the inbound is apparently a technical foul if you're putting it in the face of someone. I didn't see any evidence to that. There's always a first for everything, I suppose. But that looked no different than any other inbounding pass I've ever seen. That's a pretty garbage call, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm calling it as I see it. And you know what? I've seen so many. We see so many inbound passes where they're pump faking and trying to get around the guy. I saw nothing wrong with what was just done by Medrano. Gilliard puts it down. Hilltoppers back in front again by a point. They get it back. Lopes puts it in for 2 on the take back. 3-point lead. Lawson gets it to Wiggins. Wiggins trying to go underneath. Tipped away. Loose ball. Durfee ball. .5:45 to play in the game. Now Lopes will inbound. Thrown away. The feed going underneath to Red and Lee for 2, who was breaking. 1-point game. Down to the corner to Medrano for 3! 13 for Medrano, 4-point Hilltoppers lead. 11 of those points coming in the second half. Oh, it fell down, it didn't go. Racine with the rebound, couldn't get it to go, still has the ball. And now a fall. Racine going to the line. Nilanera picking up his 3rd foul, the 9th Durfee foul. Racine has missed his last 3. Morenzi coming in for Gilliard. Hits that one. Nera fed underneath to Medrano. No good. It does not fall. Sent back the other way. Diedrich, full steam ahead, loses the ball. Out of play it goes. Durfee with it. This game long from over, let me tell you. 4:44 to play. Tension's running a bit high here at the field house. Fast pace of play. Nice move by Holly, and he loses the ball. Kicked out of play and reset the shot clock. Durfee will have it. Let's see if in the eyes of the refs, Medrano inbounds it probably. Morency to the basket for 2. And he's got 10 points. 5-point game. Nice touch. I'll tell you, Redden Lee is really impressive. He's got 24 points, and he's carrying the team right now. Without him, Hilltoppers be out by 20. Nera can't bank it in. Long-range pass. Morency hits him in the back. Picked up by Holly. They'll go to Lopes. That's for 3. Well long. Falling down. And a nasty collision there. Medrano gets called on the foul. Hits 4th. And the 10th for the Hilltoppers. 2 shots for Wiggins. And a timeout. We're only halfway through the 4th quarter here, man. What a crazy 4th quarter it's been. Hilltoppers led 50-49 coming into it. It is now 61-58. And we're awaiting Wiggins to take 2 shots. Timeout comes first. And if he hits them both, it could be a 1-point game. Wiggins, just to give you a little insight on his game tonight, 4 for 6 at the line in 3 trips. He also has 1 shot from downtown. He missed his last free throw, which was shot number 2 of his last trip. On the Medrano foul, Wiggins will take 2 as we head back to the court. First one good. Second one no good. None of the Eagles there for a rebound. Everybody down the court. And they throw it away. Bad pass, Diedrich to the basket. Tie game. 61 all as we pass the halfway mark of the 4th. Seventh team foul and the first for Ologun for the Eagles. And Medrano with the line for 2. We have former Bishop Conley coach and player Matt Kurt sitting in front of me. He refed the JV game and referencing Coach McCoy saying, yeah, sure, untucked. Tie is all loose. He said, that was me. And when Conley won the title, the championship year, I said, yeah. I said, but your shirt was untucked after just 4 minutes of play. He said, true. And it's true. Matt was running up and down the sidelines. That's for 3 in the lead. Wiggins puts him up by 1. Hoping to have Matt broadcast a game with me this season. Some boys hoops. Maybe we can get him for the Conley game, because Conley is coming here this year. Medrano pull-up jumper, no good. Right into the hands of Redden Lee. And he's going to go all the way down. It's blocked off the elbow. Morency, ball up. That was Medrano. Now to Nillen. Good pass to the basket for 2. Tell you, what a nice game Nillen's having. He's got 21 points for Durfee. That's after a very quiet first quarter. The bulk of his points coming in the middle quarters. Durfee back ahead again. Lopes guarding Redden Lee. Racine. That's a travel. I saw both feet move without doing anything with the ball, and that was not called a travel. It's called a jump ball. Doesn't cost the Hilltoppers anything. Holly on the basket. Contact, no foul. Durfee comes back away with it. Medrano for 3, no good. That was from way out, too. Would have liked to see them be a little bit patient on that exchange instead of a quick 3. Blocked by Morency again, and he's getting fired up. Quick to the corner to Redden Lee. It's blocked by Nera. And the Hilltoppers have it. Great defense from Nillen right there. Because I'll tell you, Redden Lee was setting for a corner 3. And he didn't have a chance. Seen that script before. Holly with a bad pass, kick ball. Holly just a freshman, so playing varsity ball. High pace here. Seen some bad passes, but it'll get there. Under 2 to play, 65-64 Durfee. Morency loses the ball, keeps it. Able to get it back again. And a foul called. Morency going to the line. 3rd foul on Racine. 8th team foul for the Eagles. And for Morency, his 2nd trip to the line, he had 1 trip way back in the first quarter, and he hit both free throws. That time he misses on the 1-and-1. No points. Said it earlier, you kind of get the feeling this one's going to come down to the buzzer. Good feed underneath. That's for 2. And a timeout. I believe that was Racine. Again, kind of tough to tell, but I'll give that one to Racine. And the Hilltoppers down by 1, 66-65 with 98 seconds to play. Coach McCoy called the timeout. Really a very exciting game here for the Hilltoppers. Game 3 of the season for them. Of course, we have plenty more high school sports coming up once we get back in 2019. January and February, pretty stacked schedule. Of course, we'll have some diamond sports as well. Hilltoppers will inbound coming out of that timeout. Outside to Lopes, back to Holly. Holly takes the jumper himself, and he gets the basket, gets the favorable bounce. Durfee back ahead. Racine puts it up, no good. The rebound to Morency, and he is fouled. And it'll be a 1-and-1. Second foul on Ologun. 9th team foul, Morency. Back to the line for a 1-and-1. Hits the first one. That's big. Second one no good, and the rebound goes to Ologun. 60 seconds to play. Durfee up 68-66. Going underneath, good feed. Coming back. Hilltoppers take the ball. Nara with the steal. Good ball movement down the sideline. Underneath to Morency, and he touched it and it went out, and he knows it. .5 to play. Looking for Redden Lee. He calls for it. Wide open for the three. No good. Going out of play. Durfee ball. And a foul. Hilltoppers going to the line. On the 4th foul for Redden Lee. 10th team foul. Madrano with a big shot here, and it doesn't fall. He had hit his last two. This one will make it a 3-point game if he can knock it down. He's 4 for 6 on the night. It goes in and out. The Eagles will have a chance to win it here at the buzzer. Durfee up by 2. The 2 free throw misses proved to be huge right now. Thrown away! Hilltoppers take the ball! And a timeout. No timeout, I'm sorry. Coach calling in this, making some substitutions. Hilltoppers have to inbound. 6.6 to play. They got to get the ball in. Got to get it in, and they do. Oh, a timeout. Good call by Coach Guimond, just in the nick of time. First buzzer has rung. Hilltoppers using every second of the timeout. 6.6 seconds. Hilltoppers clinging to a 2-point lead. Again, had a chance to really put it away, but Medrano not able to hit those 2 free throws. And honestly, those are some we saw one of the baskets for the Eagles earlier. It could have gone either way. It just rolled out. They do inbound the ball in time. A quick foul. Had to get it to Holly. Holly, the freshman, going to go to the line. That took less than a full second off the clock for that foul to happen. And that's exactly what the Eagles wanted. So the pressure on Holly. He has not been to the line yet tonight. The foul on Diedrich, his first. Team limit. Holly hits it. That is a huge first make right there, making it a 3-point game. Now even more pressure to make it a 2-possession game, but having the 3-point lead itself is big. Holly can't put it in. Morency bounces it. That took some time off the clock for the Hilltoppers, but it will be Isaiah's 5th foul. And he has maxed out with 2.8 seconds to play. Consolation for the Hilltoppers. Now what you got to wonder, an attack, I believe. And now Morency called with a tech. It appears here in the 4th. He had already fouled out. And if that's the case now, may have just handed the game back to the Eagles. So 2 shots here with nobody around the basket. For number 10, Ologun, who has 0 points in this game. And this is his first trip to the line. So the pressure on. He misses the first. I mean, you got to feel for him. He hasn't had a chance all game to get to the line. So you're coming in cold. Both shots, no good. Now the Hilltoppers still got to play defense, though, because after the tech. So now free throws for Wiggins. First it was the 2 points. The foul, then the tech. So 2 different trips to the line. Now Wiggins will take 2. And he misses the first, and he's stunned. Good! All 4 at the line. Timeout, Eagles. The 3-point lead stands after 2 sets of free throws. 69-66, the Hilltoppers have the lead, I should say. And it will be now, because of the tech, Eagles will get to inbound the ball. The best they can do is tie it. Loose ball, no fouls, no shot, no fouls. Hilltoppers win the game. 69-66. Quite frankly, about time the officials kept the whistles out of their mouths and just let it finish up, because I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of whistles tonight, too many for my liking, for both sides. That's a huge win for Durfee, a very hard-fought victory for the Hilltoppers. Again, they were down by 12 to begin the third quarter, basically. They allowed 6 straight points. Timeout was called, and since that point, they did a real good job, and they come out on top with a 3-point victory. Boston English suffers their first loss at the hands of Durfee here at the Fieldhouse. What a great game, I'll tell you. Really, this was an exciting one. This felt like a playoff game, and we're in game 3 of the year for Durfee. But it had that atmosphere. The crowd was so into it, and it was a great game. It was back and forth basically all game long, with the exception of those first few minutes of that third quarter where the Hilltoppers were down by 12. So great job by the Durfee boys coming back, really clawing their way back, and a really great game by the Eagles too. Man, they got some talented players, none other than Red and Lee for sure. 24 points, but the Hilltoppers found a way to keep them fairly quiet in the second half, and I really believe that to be the difference maker. That and the missed free throws. They hit a lot of them early, but they've missed a lot down the stretch. The Hilltoppers made the shots when they had to. So, hey, we're glad that you watched here on Fred TV. We're going to leave you with a little holiday special, if you will. We visited the Fonseca School recently, and the teachers have a little bit of Christmas spirit, and they want to share it with everybody. So we'll leave you with Feliz Navidad from Fonseca. Happy holidays to all. I'm Evan Massoud, saying we'll see you in 2019.